What goes into a professional commercial voiceover demo? What's up, guys? It's Mike Hathcote. I'm a full-time voice actor, and I run the Voiceover Blueprint YouTube channel, which is your destination for all things voiceover-related information to help grow and sustain your voiceover business. Today, we're going to go into what goes into what is probably your most important piece of marketing material, and that is your professional demo. So not your microphone, not your booth, not your website, even though those are all extremely important, but your demo is basically just think of it as your movie trailer or your calling card where you show people what you can do for them. So whether you're new to voiceover or have been in a while, by the end of this video, you're going to understand what all goes into a professional demo, what producers and casting agents look for in a demo, what you should not do with your demo, and why you should never, ever do any direct marketing without a professional demo. So let's get it. Okay, first I want to talk about what a demo is. And like I said earlier, your demo is basically your calling card. It's how you show people what you can do for them. And when they listen to your demo, whoever it is, whatever that potential client is or a casting agent or whatever, you have seconds, not minutes, but seconds to have them make their decision. So what that means is that you've got about 3 to 5 seconds before that client decides to either move on to the next one or keep listening. So those first 3 to 5 seconds are so crucial in this situation. So your demo isn't just a collection of random lines that you've read that you just throw together. It is a very strategically put together process. Everything from how the scripts are chosen, how it's edited, and it's really built to show your range. So a real professional demo is designed to showcase whatever your current skill set is and to show that you are ready to hire and that you're not just a hobbyist just tinkering. Okay, first I want to talk about the ideal length of your demo. And this can vary depending on the style of demo, but since we're talking about commercial, we're going to focus on that. And this is where a lot of new talent make the mistake when they try to do something on their own, a DIY demo. They end up making it way too long. So the ideal length for a commercial demo is going to be in the neighborhood of a minute to a minute 15, so 60 to 75 seconds. And the reason why is that clients don't have the time to listen to really long, drawn-out demos. Everybody's attention span is super short these days, so you want to make sure that your demo is short enough to keep their attention. And remember, your demo should grab their attention right off the bat to keep them listening. That first 3 to 5 seconds is crucial. So that 60 to 75 seconds should include about 5 to 6, maybe 7 spots, each about 10 to 15 seconds in length. That way you can move down the line of your demo, shifting your tones and styles and keep that listener listening. All right, next up is script selection, because this is kind of the secret sauce of your demo. So when it comes to selecting scripts, you want to select a broad range that you feel like you're a good fit for. Your script selection should showcase not only your range, but also your strengths and even the kind of markets that you're going to be targeting. Okay, when you're selecting your scripts, you want to find a good range of scripts that showcase your talents. And if you're working with a producer, which you should be if you're getting a pro demo, they will help you select the right scripts for your voice. When you're putting together your scripts, you're going to be assembling a range of different styles and attitudes that'll go together to keep that listener listening. Some of those script styles would include things like conversational, just, guy or girl next door. The next would be something like a warm and caring script. Think of a banking spot or retirement or a hospital ad. Maybe a very high energy retail spot. Something like, this weekend at the Ashley Home Store's 4th of July sale. Something very urgent. All of those spots are going to go flowing together and hopefully keep that listener guessing what you're going to give them next. So your first spot, as I mentioned earlier, that 3 to 5 seconds, that is to grab them. So you want to have whatever your best performance is first. And that should hold that listener's attention, hopefully, for that 3 to 5 seconds and even more to keep them listening beyond that. So we'll call that your hero spot or your hero read. That is the one that just hits them in the face and hopefully keeps them listening. The next thing to think about is as you're transitioning through each spot, you want the transitions to be seamless. So you don't want any dead air in between each spot. You want to make sure that they crossfade or they blend from one spot to the next, even if the transition or the styles of reads are very different. You want to have that smooth transition and no gaps. Another thing that separates pro demos from DIY demos is consistent audio quality. So when you're going from spot to spot, each spot should be in the same range volume-wise. So you don't want to have the listener have to really listen to one spot and then get their head blown off on the next spot. Everything should be nice and consistent. Now, when it comes to range, remember, range is not just pretending to be different people on each spot. These are all you, but these are just different versions of you. And of course, if you're working with a producer, they will assist or even do it all themselves in putting these spots in the right order to make sure that it flows well and it does keep that listener engaged. Okay, now let's talk about the production of your demo. These days, most demos can be recorded in your home studio, so there's no need to go down to a professional recording studio, as long as your booth or whatever space you're recording in is treated well so that your recording does sound broadcast quality. And a good way to make sure that your booth is broadcast quality is to reach out to an audio engineer and have them give you some feedback on whether or not your space is treated well enough. And if it's not, they can give you some ideas on how to actually get that set up right and or create an effects rack that will help you sound the best you can in your space. Okay, the next aspect to production would be expert direction. Even the best voice actors out there need direction when recording a demo. A good demo producer will help you find the right, tone, pace, and the right intention and energy for every single spot so that we make sure that you get the best out of that performance. Next is music and sound effects, and this is where professional demos separate themselves from amateur demos. And the reason why is that a lot of DIY demos, people don't know how to put on music and effects, so they end up just being dry. A good pro demo is going to use licensed music and sound effects that will make the demo sound like a real commercial. The goal should really be the listener thinking, I think I've heard that commercial before. The next element for good production is professional mixing and mastering. So this is making sure that there's no clipping, that all the mix is good, meaning the music and sound effects don't drown out the voice and vice versa. There's no over processing, so it sounds artificial. You want your audio to sound like something that was just literally pulled right off of a broadcast, network. Okay, now I want to talk about whether or not you should add a video element to your demo. And a video element is not required, but it really does set apart from the ones who don't use it. Videos are great for, putting it on your website and on social media. And it really, once again, makes your demo look and sound and smell and taste like the real thing versus just an audio-only demo. Humans are visual creatures, and if you can appeal to more than just their ears, if you can also appeal to their eyes, it's going to be more likely that demo is going to stick. But don't focus on the video first. Always focus on the audio demo first. And then you can hire someone or do it yourself and add the video element by either adding stock footage or grabbing some short clips off of YouTube to make it look like a real commercial. Okay, now I want to talk about a gigantic mistake that a lot of brand new voice actors make that ends up sabotaging their career without even realizing it, and that is not doing direct marketing until you have a pro demo. So until you have a pro demo, you should stay away from any sort of direct marketing. And I'm sure you've heard me say this on this channel 1,000 times, but if you're doing a DIY demo, you really are kind of just relegated to the freelance platforms like ACX and Fiverr and Upwork. You really should not go out and start doing any direct marketing until you have a professional quality demo and a website to showcase it. The whole idea for direct marketing is to give a good first impression. And if you're reaching out to direct marketing clients, video production companies or agencies, and you're just showing them a DIY demo that is not professional, it's not giving the best first impression, and it's going to be even harder to undo that later on. So you want to make sure that until you get a pro demo, you're not doing any sort of direct marketing. And that's why in the Voiceover Blueprint, our training program, we don't let any of the students do any direct marketing until they have a good pro demo to start. And speaking of big mistakes like direct marketing and DIY demo, that is just one of several bad mistakes that a lot of brand new voice actors make. So what I've done is I've put together a free video and a companion PDF that outlines the top 5 biggest mistakes that new voice actors make and how to avoid them. So if you want to grab that for free, just click the link in the description below. You can watch the video and then download that PDF and print it out, and that'll help you avoid those big mistakes. Another thing I'd like to mention here real quick is return on investment, or ROI, because let's face it, demos are not cheap, and you're going to expect to pay anywhere from $2,500 and up for a good, well-produced professional demo. So make sure that you select your producer wisely and someone who actually has your success in mind when producing this demo. Here's a good example of that. A very early demo that I did, I paid, I think, $2,500 for it. It was so well done that I ended up getting a single job that more than paid for that demo by itself. So just think about that over the years, how much money that $2,500 is going to make you if your demo is done correctly. A great professionally produced voiceover demo is not a luxury in this business. It is a necessity. You have to have this in place if you plan on doing this for a long time. What it does is it represents you when you're not there in the room. It is your calling card. It is your handshake. It is your first impression. And when it's done right, that little 60-second clip that you have on your website is going to open up so many doors and so many opportunities for you to really grow a professional career. Let me know if you found this helpful down in the comments. If you have any questions or comments about, what goes into a professional demo, I'd be happy to answer those. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to hit the like and subscribe and that notification bell. That's the best way to help our channel. And lastly, I mentioned that a good website is key for showcasing your demo. So if you want to know what goes into a really well put together voiceover website, what to do, and more importantly, what not to do, then check this out.